Well, that's what we are going to talk about. The kind of mindset that you need to have to take advantage like a pro of creating this network. And today, like every other Wednesday, we have Gabriel Mongai with us in the studio. Welcome, Gabriel.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me.
Yes.
Yes.
Networks, very interesting.
Yes.
You know, I discovered late, and I always say that if I had known
Yes.
what I know today,
Yes.
say around 15, 20 years back, today would be a completely different ball game. Because I had a humongous and a huge network.
Yes.
That I probably never took advantage of.
You are not keen to maximize on your network.
Yes, I did not probably say, I did not monetize
Yes.
my network.
Yes, yes.
My
yes.
network was great. I had the networks in every part and every level of government.
Wow.
But I never monetized it. I never utilized it.
You never knew what you had.
Yeah, I never knew
until
what
you
I had.
lost it.
Actually, yes.
Yes.
It's only later in life that I've discovered just how great networking is, and I've utilized it, and it's doing good for me.
Yes.
But when I look back almost 15, 20 years ago, and I look at the kind of network that I had,
Yes.
if I had known what I know today,
Yes. Mambo ingekuwa tofauti.
labda kichwa yangu, my face would be on the Kenyan note.
Yeah.
Just so, first and foremost, how would you define network, and just how important are networks?
First of all, maybe to say what network is not, because I think one of the most misunderstood word is network or networking. People generally think that networking is collecting a whole list of many contacts of people you can contact when you are in need or when you want to sell a product, and that's finding customers. So that is
not
nothing close to a network.
Yes,
because when it comes to network, it's really not about having someone who you can get a benefit from, but it's having a dynamic relationship that has a purpose that is not limited by time, whereby both of you have a mutual benefit that is not limited to time. All right? That is now what we call a network. And that is what translates to a network equals to a net worth, because it has no limitation of time, it has benefits, it's dynamic between you two, and every person is benefiting mutually. So that is what now becomes a network. Outside of that, what you have is a list of a long phone book.
Yes.
That you have people you keep on pushing products to, and sometimes they buy and sometimes they don't buy. That is a customer list. That is a potential customer list.
Yes.
It is what in business we call prospecting. Yeah, so most of the people, when you tell them about networking, they think it is the event that Fred has organized. I go meet Gabriel, meet Fred, and take their contacts. That is totally not a network. That is, on the other side, I usually call it prospecting. Now that we have networks, networking well understood, what are the benefits? If there is a path that you could use to get to the top or to get to the bottom,
yes,
it is networking.
True.
It is the easiest vehicle that can take you where you want to go or can move you far from where you want to be. So once you talk about a network, you're actually discussing growth or shrinking, because your network affects you in a very big way. Now, I have two classic examples that let me draw them from the scriptures. We have two men. The first man was a paralyzed man. His friends heard that Jesus was in town. And this man had his 4 friends. And they thought, you guy, you cannot continue being sick here.
Yes.
While the
There's a
walking
healer.
hospital
Yes.
is next to us.
Yes.
So the guy told him, today is the day. We will have to take you to Jesus. And they picked him up, found that they couldn't access Jesus, went on top of the house, wakatoa mabati, and dropped the guy through the roof. This is in the book of Mark, chapter 2, verse 3 to verse 12. And you'll find that Jesus said, because of your friend's faith, you are healed. Now that is a network. People that are not only concerned about their own benefit, but they are concerned about your life. They are concerned about how life is going for you. And they are willing to go as far as it takes them to get you to be okay. That's now a healthy network. So these people, we are not given their history.
Actually, and after that, we don't even know their names.
No, we are not even told their history, if they were just friends, businessmen, or whatever they were.
Yes. They just appear, they appear and disappear.
Yes.
But their appearance marks a major thing, because the scripture says, and when he saw their faith.
Yes.
As in, these guys were so interested in the welfare,
of this man, yes.
They were willing to damage their property.
They didn't care. If it's the mabati, we will pay. Don't worry about the issue. Yes. We will take care of things.
Yes.
You just get healed first.
Yes.
The other things, we will worry about them later.
Yes.
And it's actually their faith. It's not his faith that he was healed. So he actually benefited from the faith of the network. And that is why even the scripture tells us, do not do away with the habit of fellowshipping. Because in the day you are weak, Fred, it is our faith, it is our prayer that will keep you in a good place. So the idea of fellowshipping is building a spiritual network whereby I can tell Fred what I'm going through, he can support me in prayer. I can tell another friend and another friend and another friend, and in the network, then we create an opportunity for God to do something special. So the networks go beyond just transactions.
Yes.
Yes.
They're supposed to, you're supposed to create a sort of friendship.
Yes.
What I've discovered, and you know, in my contacts I have, by virtue of my career and the contacts that I've made, I discovered that people are more interested in becoming fast friends. I would call people whose, if I drop names,
yes,
people would say I'm bragging.
Yes.
But I would just call them, hey, how you doing?
Yes.
Fine. Hey, you're keeping well? Your family is well? Yes. And we talk about basically how he's doing things.
Life,
yeah. And I tell him, I just wanted to find out how you are doing.
Yes.
Oh, really? Yes. That's so nice of you. You put, next time probably you'll call, hey Fred, how are you? I'm fine. You're keeping well? Yeah.
Yes.
Your family is doing well? Yeah. Let's take some coffee. Let's just catch up.
Yes.
And you talk as in, and these are people who are maybe hinges,
yes,
to very big doors.
Yes, yes.
But my friendship with them has nothing to do with the doors.
With the doors that they have.
Yes.
Or whatever they can give you access to.
Yes.
Yes.
It's the person.
It's the person
Once
first.
I've built that friendship with the person, opening the door becomes so easy. Because he knows, let me give you a story.
Yes.
People who are at K24 would probably know this guy. During President Uhuru Kenyatta's tenure, there's this guy. He's a very small-bodied person. He's not wealthy. He's your average, you know.
Gentleman, yeah.
Yes. But this guy had built a friendship with the president from the time the president started vying.
Wow.
And they had become serious friends. That even before the president became president or became the prime minister, deputy prime minister,
yes,
they would go, catch up in clubs, just have conversation. Now, the former president is known for one thing.
Yes.
He does not forget his friends. That his inner circle will tell you that. So this guy, one time, now this story I was being given by one of the friends I'm telling you is a hinge to a big door.
Yes.
They were with the president, this friend of mine.
Yes.
They were seated, they were just having, I think they were having drinks.
Yes.
With the president, either at State House or some other place. One of the biggest, you can call them multi-billionaires in the country, called the president. The president picked up the call, saw who it was, and gave to his PA.
Wow.
And told him, you deal with this guy.
Yes.
So the PA took the phone, went
and talked to him.
Talked to the guy
on behalf of the president.
On behalf of the president. Then came back, gave the president
the phone.
Then this guy called.
Yes.
Now remember, this guy has nothing.
It's nowhere in the names.
It's nowhere in the names.
Yes.
When the call came through.
Yes.
I was told by this guy,
yes,
the president looked at it, and since this guy was here, he saw.
Yes.
The guy and the president picked up the call.
Yes.
And they had chatter almost, just having talk.
Just having plain talk,
yes,
fun.
And they spoke, laughed, and then he disconnected the call after they were done.
Wow.
So this guy asked the president.
Who is that one?
He asked, this guy knows this guy also. And he knows the multi-billionaire adds more value.
Yes.
At least he's supposed to add more value to the president,
yes,
than this guy.
Yes.
Then he asked the president, Mr. President, you received a call from a multi-billionaire.
Yes.
And you gave your PA to talk to him.
Yes, yes, yes.
Then you receive a call from a guy who probably cannot add
any value you, quote unquote,
to you. And you picked up the call and you've had a conversation with this guy laughing. Sisi tumekuzunguka hapa, we are waiting for you to finish.
You literally ignored us.
Yes.
Yes.
So he asked him, how, why? And he said, you see, when this guy calls me, the multi-billionaire calls me, when he calls me, there's something he needs from me.
Yes.
When this guy calls me, there is nothing he needs from me.
Yes.
It's just conversation.
Yes.
And this guy would have gotten and actually was able to benefit from the president. Hey, the president will call, hey, you good? Says yes. Kashilingi tu ndio kameumia. And he's given some, you see.
A chunk of money, yes.
So what you're saying is true. It goes beyond transaction.
It must go.
Yes.
If you keep it at the transaction level,
yes,
that is not a network.
Yeah.
It is not a network. It's a business. I have a gain, you have a gain.
Yes.
We are done.
Yes.
But until it crosses that transactional line, then it is yet to qualify for a network. And I know these even many books write about networking, for growing yourself. And they talk about the transactional level of a network. But in my experience, this personally, my phone has almost 9,000 contacts. I have worked in customer care.
Yes.
I have so many people in my phone. Some of them I must have forgotten them by now.
Yes.
But just as many contacts as I have, my network is very limited. It's not very wide. And it's because these people, they needed something and I was there to offer it, or I needed something and they were there to offer it. But we didn't move beyond there. So I cannot really genuinely call them my networks.
Yes.
Yes, they might come through if I have something. They might buy something that I have, but they are not in a level of a network. They're just people we know each other, or people that we have something that we have some common interest, we can say. So people are first relational. If you want to build networks, the basic thing you must know is that people are first relational before they are transactional.
I got it, unless I'm buying a shoe from you,
Yes.
where I really don't care
About you.
About you. I'm only interested in
the shoe. Yes.
Shush. But if we're going to be a
Something,
network,
yes, we must have a relation and a personal relationship where I know a little, even much more about you, and you know the same about me. We go to the second classic example that I wanted to share before we go to the basics of building a network. There's this man in the pool of Bethsaida.
Guy had nobody.
Guy had nobody. He's been there 38 years. And when Jesus comes, he asks him, do you want to get well? And you know his first complaint?
I have no network.
I have no one. I have no one to put me in.
Yes.
So what he was actually talking about is he had not built any strong relationship before he got there.
So nobody could lay down their lives for him.
Nobody would make a single sacrifice for him. And you know it didn't take much. It was just when the angel starts the water, just throw the guy in.
Yes.
And it's done.
Yes.
Imagine he didn't have someone to do as little as throw him in the water. That's how powerful a network is. We see another man who is being picked from his house, dragged all the way through the crowd. Guys are sent over a house, they break another man's house just for him to get well. Now we see another man who is next to the solution, just right next to where the solution is, but he will never access the solution because he lacks a man. So every one of us needs a man. If God wants to help you, he's probably going to use a man.
Very true, because all solutions are with men.
Are with men.
Yes.
God says that this world was given to men. He built it and then handed it over. So anything that you see happening on ground is either initiated by a man or stopped by a man.
True.
The spiritual realm cannot intervene without the presence of a man. So that is why networking is really important. The other man who we can pick from is Apostle Paul. Apostle Paul's ministry was purely powered by networking. If you are keen to read the book of Acts onwards, you will see how keen he was. He had friends in every area he went.
And every level of government.
Every level of government.
From the least to the highest.
To the highest people.
Yes.
Even in jails, because
Yes.
the guy was jailed every now and then he used to be jailed.
Yes.
The sons he raised,
Yes.
he kept a functional relationship with them, that they used to be his messengers, they used to finance his existence, they used to help him with the travels, they used to write. Dr. Luke is the one who used to write everything for him. And we are not told that he used to pay for these services.
Yes.
There's no record where he paid for publishing.
Yes.
There's no record of where he paid his sons to take sijui what to who, the letters to who. No, it is purely networking. So until someone becomes conscious of how powerful networking is, they are still not conscious of how much growth they can experience per time. Yes, it is that important.
I've come to realize in life, and this really helped me, so that I don't despise people.
Yes.
Because I discovered every person is a door to a world.
Yes, yes.
It's like a portal.
Yes.
There was a story that was on social media, and I think I don't know whether it made it to the newspaper, but I remember seeing it on Facebook, where this gentleman has a construction company, and he would drive towards Muthaiga, you know, from the Thika Superhighway, take that turn as he goes towards Muthaiga, heads Gertrude's as he goes towards that direction.
Yes.
So on one time, he saw there were quite a number of people walking,
Yes.
going towards, you know, different places to work in that area. He decided to give some people a lift. And this is a guy who has a good car, and he's doing well for himself. So he gives these guys a lift, and they're so shocked.
Yes.
You with this kind of a car, you're stopping for us.
Yes.
So they got in and he gave them a lift to their place of work.
Yes.
And they became friends. They would talk. So every time he would pass, look out for them. If they see him, they stop him, and all that. And he had introduced himself, given one of the guys who was a watchman a card.
A card, yes.
Told them, hey, this is what I do. And so because he valued these people, one time,
yes,
the company that this guy works for, the watchman, wanted, he heard that there was some major construction work that was supposed to be done. Big job. So he remembered his friend. He just told his boss, you know, by the way, if you want to know anything that happens in a company,
yes,
make friends with the watchman.
Ask the soldier pale.
Pale hivyo.
I'm the messenger.
Yes, they will tell you who is who.
Yes.
And huyu mtu mbaya sana. Huyu anasemanga hivi lakini mkora sana. So the guy gave the boss the card. This guy, he does this kind of work and he's a very, very good man. Really? Yes. So the boss decides to call the guy. The guy comes, he's told, okay, we are planning to do presentations and stuff.
Yes.
He gets the contract.
Yes.
And gets to know that it is the watchman.
The watchman who connected
him to his boss.
Wow.
And now he was doing a multi-million job.
Yes.
Obviously, the watchman benefited out of this
deal. Out of this deal, yes.
But that's how a network
is built.
Is built and is important.
Yes, yes.
With any kind
level,
of life.
Any level. Now that is the second. The first step of building a network is that it has to be relational. The second thing, you have to watch your attitude.
You have to watch your attitude.
Your attitude. You see, this idea of sizing people up. Oh, Fred is in a suit. It's the one I want to build a network with. Not the other gentleman there, Kevin, who is in a soldier's dressing. You see, that attitude alone will kill most of your networks. Because the day Fred knows that you despise his soldier, quote unquote, is the day the relationship between you and him also dies.
True.
One day, some time back, I think it was around 2013, I used to be in the technical field to repair phones. So these guys from the hood used to come and I would sort them up, we'll just have a laugh, and it goes. So they really got used to me at the time I was staying in the hood. So one day in one evening, I came at around 2 a.m. in the morning from an event. Na nikapigwa ngeta. Nikasikia iko kabisa namba 9. Then the guys who are in this, they pressed me until I said, "Munaniua bwana." And then they said, "Hey, kwani ni nani?" And the guy looked at me. We fundi wewe. What are you doing at this time? Hii ni masaa yetu. I told him, man, I'm coming from somewhere. Akamwambia mwachilie huyo. Huyo namjua. Wewe uende nyumbani lakini usirudie hii masaa. You know? And that's how I was saved, man. That's how I was saved.
Because you had created a relationship.
I had a relationship with these guys.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the guys. Yes. Not all of them.
Yes.
But one of them knew me.
Yes.
And he knew that I usually serve him and I serve him well. So we used to connect and just laugh. Me hata sikuwa nawajua ni wakora. But that day, just that network really
saved your life.
I'm not saying that we should network with thieves.
Yes.
But man, just connect with people without an attitude.
Yes.
Yeah, just put your attitude away. It is very necessary for you to just be human with human beings. The idea of levels, don't even worry about it. Connect with people in all the levels. You need people in all areas of life. So you shouldn't necessarily limit your networks to businessmen or to employees or employers or CEOs. Make sure you have all cadres of people in your network. They all count.
Yes, they do.
All count, let me tell you.
Yes.
They all count. If you go to the villages, when they are burying someone, the people who dig the grave are not the one they worked with.
True. In fact, you find they are the changa drinkers.
Yeah, they are the low of the
Yes,
lowest.
yes.
But they are the people who, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
will bring you down where you belong. So make sure you relate with all people. Number 3, in building networks, become a pipe and not a tank. What I mean by this, if you connect with Fred and you know that whatever, the way that soldier did, wherever I am working, Fred is needed. You become the conduit to connect Fred to that. Don't be the selfish kind of a person. You are the only one who wants to have all the networks without linking them to the networks that you have. For you to successfully network, you must be a pipe. If you see what I need is with someone else, link me to them. Be the link. Connect someone else to the network that you have. And over time, the network that you built between me and your friend is the network that will come for you in your bad day.
True.
Most people have this habit of saying, you know, I know Fred, I won't share his contact. I know Gabriel, I won't share with contact with my friends because if they need something, they must come through me. Oh, that's the worst mindset when you are trying to build something like a network. Always be the connector of other people. The last thing...
on that now, the connect of other people, but when it comes to now the business aspect of it, because at one point, I almost became broke out of being too good with my networks. Maybe you can address that.
Yes.
Here is somebody who wants gold.
Yes.
Then I have a guy who has gold.
Yes.
This guy does not know this guy, neither does this one know this guy.
Yes.
But I know this guy and I know this guy. And so I would connect these two. Hey, you're looking for gold. Oh, this guy has gold.
Has gold, yes.
Oh, I connect them. And what happens is that I am left out of this connection.
Of the deal, yes.
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 I am left out of this connection. So at times, then I discovered, wait a minute, because people would tell me, you talk to this guy. And I tell them, yeah. For me, it is like, you know, somebody who thinks the world of Gabriel.
Yes.
And comes and he's my friend.
Yes.
And he sees me talking to you as casual as we normally talk.
Yes.
And he asks me, hey, friend, you talk to Gabriel like that?
Yes.
Yes. For me, I'm seeing we are buddies.
Yes.
And this guy is willing to pay anything.
Yes. To get across.
Yeah, to get connected to you.
Yes.
And I discovered that I was just doing the connection and then I'm left out of that loop. Money is being made here.
And you are hungry on the side.
Yes. So maybe you can address that. How do I make that connection? I make that connection, but also become a beneficiary
of the connection.
Because that connection is actually business for other people.
Yes. You see, it's good to understand where the network is at what level the network is at. So if today I come to you, I'm looking for business, and you have a connection to that business, we genuinely wouldn't say that I'm looking to form a friendship with you. So what there is that you will invest, and this is the fourth point, before you harvest from a network, always invest. So you will invest your time to do research on me and what I do, because you know your friend can get me what I want. So you don't want to risk your friend just for any other thing. So you will invest time to understand what is happening here. You will invest time to understand what kind of business is going on. Then you will link me up to them. Now, in this level, now that I've come to you in that way, then it says that you should also be a beneficiary of the network. So you should plan yourself how the link is going to also help you. So being a pipe means that the water is also going through you. Okay,
and it gets the pipe wet.
Yes, it's going through you. So you don't only become a connection where you eliminate yourself from the pipe,
Yes.
but you stay in the pipe. That if you need Gabriel, you can get him through me. All right? And because I'm the one who brought you here, I am also part of the deal. So when it comes to business connections, you really have to be smart, because people can take advantage of
people hear this. You can be good.
Yes.
But you remember what, okay, and I don't mean to be crazy with this. They say they used to say the good guys don't get the girls.
Yes, yes.
And basically this came out of the fact, when you're too nice, people tend to overlook you.
And to use you.
And
people
to
have
use
no
you.
problem using you.
Yeah,
because they know you don't ask for anything.
Yes.
Yes.
So they tend to do that. And I discovered that, you know, there are people who have opportunities through these networks that they can use and transform their lives
completely,
but they have no idea
of how to do it.
Yes.
And there are people who are networkers by default.
Yes.
Someone who comes into the room and they just flow with people. And you should know that is a gift. Because not everyone has that capacity of flowing with everyone, being fluid in an environment. That is not something that is possible for everyone. People see it as mountains to connect with other people. So if you have such a gift of networking, of connecting people, of building bridges, that could be a business on its own. That's a job that you can do. Finding the needs of the people and finding who has solutions for them and creating the connection, but benefiting from the connection.
Yes.
Yes. That is what most of these non-governmental organizations do. They are on ground. They know the problems on ground. They have a connection with sponsors over there who don't know what is on ground. So if they take the problems here to the ones who can solve the problem, that is good for the people on ground. But what about these guys who are middlemen? There is something always for the middlemen, because they are the ones creating the connections. They are the ones bringing everything. So don't be naive in business.
Yes, true.
Don't be naive. It's a very wrong mindset to be in business and to be naive. Whenever money is moving, make sure you are in the money.
True. I know of a guy, this networked to the teeth.
Yes.
And so if you ask him what he sells,
Yes.
He does not have a manufacturing farm.
A specific product.
Yeah, he's not selling pens. He just sells networks. As in, I can get you into any office in this country. That is the service that I offer. And Chinese, even the Chinese got to know of him.
Yes.
And so when they want to see the who's who in this country,
Yes.
they are brought to him.
They go to him.
Yes.
So why will such a man not benefit?
Yes.
Yes. He has worked.
Yes.
He has invested.
In the relationship with all this.
Yes. And this is the last point on networking. Pay the price. Pay the price for the network. Because having a network is not only about giving business deals and exchange. It means that person is keen with these people's life. He goes to their parties. He goes to when they are sick, he visits them. When they have a challenge, he calls. When they need something, he comes through for them. He pays a price to maintain those relationships. It just doesn't happen like this, you know. A guy wouldn't just call Fred from anywhere and he just gets a deal. Who told you it can happen?
No.
It doesn't happen. So as much as you see he has all the connections to the top, the question is, how much has he paid?
He has invested a lot in those relationships.
And the problem is that keeping relationship at the top is very costly also.
Yes, true.
Because if, let's say, one of the government ministers is out in Dubai, is hospitalized, you have to pay a ticket.
Yeah,
to go
and
visit
see
them.
him.
Yes. You know, if they have a function, you don't go give 500 like usually will give in the villages, you know. You have to go give something. If they are raising finances, maybe like for campaign, they have like one invitation card for $1 million. That means the man who has that relationship pays the $1 million into their life.
He's literally paying for that relationship, for the network.
Yes.
So you have to invest in that, in the relationship, because this guy has gotten to that point, to a point whereby there are contracts he could make connections for. And he's paid 1%
Yes.
for the net worth of whichever business deal is going to be entered into.
Yes.
And you know, he would, you hear of stories of Chinese coming, they want something, since he has a network, connects them, and these guys maybe get whatever tender they want. And then for that connection,
yes,
he gets
1%.
1%
goes to him.
Yes.
Yes. You see, he has invested. So there is no problem whatsoever for him to harvest from the relationship. And remember, the relationship does not end there.
Yes.
He still has to keep greasing the relationship. So I want people to know that it is not basically a transaction. A network is not a transaction, but it has so many transactional benefits. So many of them. And they come all around.
Yes.
It could be on family level, it could be on business level, it could be on educational level. It has so much that you can benefit from. But the origin of it is first relational.
So build that relationship.
Yes.
Invest in that relationship.
Invest in it, yes.
Don't just call the person when you are in need. Call at very odd, you know, when there's nothing. I'm just checking on you, this.
Yeah. And when they have a low moment, be present for them. People relate more with people who are there for them in their down moment than they relate with them when you are there in the good moments. So networks are costly as well. And that is why it is not possible to have very many networks that are functional. You find that I actually have a network with Fred, but Fred has 5 networks.
Yes.
So in short, I have a door that gets me to many other doors. So if I have like 10 strong networks, I probably can access every sector in this country.
True.
So I don't need necessarily 100 people, because it's very expensive to maintain 100 people as with a functional relationship. But I could have 10 key people in here and there who are really people that can help me when I have need, and people that I can also come through for.
Yes.
Because it's not all about harvesting.
Receiving, gimme, cause I'm Jimmy.
Yes. It's not all about harvesting. It's also about investing.
So it's still the mindset of, you know,
building relationships.
Relationships.
Yes.
You got to invest. That is so key. Don't expect to reap.
Yes.
From
where
you've not sown.
Yes.
You have to invest, and sowing is the investment.
Yes.
You sow in visitation, you sow. It's like, if you want, the scriptures are very clear. If you want to have friends, you yourself have to be friendly.
Yes.
You have to invest in that friendship. You visit.
Zig Ziglar said that if you go out looking for a friend, you probably find none.
Yes.
But if you go out looking to be a friend, everyone needs a friend.
Yes. So go out seeking to be a friend.
A friend.
We just want, create networks, get to know, and be genuine. Get to know what's happening in people's life. It's going to be gradual.
Yes.
So that network cannot. It takes time.
It doesn't happen today.
Yes.
And that's why I'm saying that these networking events we do.
Yes.
although they are being called networking events, it's just a system to collect contacts.
Yes.
Really, it's nothing to do with networking. It's a place where people meet and you can collect networks. But now networks are built gradually and over time because you can't harvest from today.
Yes.
You can't. What we can do is we can do a transaction. Maybe you have what I need, I can buy from you.
Yes.
But that could be the end of it.
Yes.
Could be the end of it. To keep the relationship, now it's the investment, little investment. Calls, visitation, being there for them, having something. Sometimes the Bible says the gift of a man shall make room for him, and he shall take him to the table of great men. If you think deeply on that scripture, number one gift could be that which God gave you. Could be like what I'm doing now.
Yes.
It's a gift that has brought me here. But beyond that gift, it could be a physical gift.
True.
A physical gift. I have a goat. I take it to the president. That creates room for me to see him. It gives me an opportunity to access him. So sometimes it's the physical, like literally the things you do for them. You can buy them a cake for birthday.
Yes.
You can invest in their lives. You can buy them a suit, something like physical, and take it to them. And that is what is now going to create an opportunity for you to meet, to interact. And that's what now builds the relationship to the next level. Yes.
It's like Solomon. Solomon gave so much until God had to come and ask him, hey, dude,
gentleman,
what do you want?
What is the blood here? Because
you've given too much. You've brought this gift too much.
Yes.
So what do you want in life?
Yes.
So I completely agree. Relationships, trust, because every relationship is based on trust.
Yeah, trust level.
Yes.
And as trust grows, the relationship deepens.
Yes.
Yes.
So I have to, in whatever I'm investing,
yes,
I am investing in creating trust.
Trust, yes.
So that, and I should not be seen to be seeking favors from you.
Yes.
As in, if that's my objective, then I miss out, I will not create a network.
No, the network dies. Kwanza, if the quote-unquote the word favor comes in too early.
Yes, yes.
Closed. That is a door closed.
Yeah.
It's a door closed for you. It shouldn't feel like favor by the time you call it a network. It should feel like, hey, my friend is in problem. I have to come through for him. It should feel like responsibility.
Yes. You feel obligated because of the relationship.
Because of the existing relationship.
Yeah.
It's like you hear your child has an issue. You don't feel like you're doing them a favor.
Yes.
You feel like, hey, this must be done.
In.
Yeah,
yes.
this needs to be done. So once you build those friendships like that, then you can draw. And there's a book I'm writing, and I hope I'll be able to launch it soon. It's called The Accounts of Life. And I'm going deep into explaining how that it takes time to build an account. Relationships are like accounts, quote and quotes.
Yes.
The bank accounts. And every day you are depositing. Every day you are depositing. The account has nothing, there's nothing to withdraw. But every day you are depositing. But there's a level where your deposits get that it accumulates interests and big interests within a period of time. And then it attracts loans. It attracts benefits where now the bank manager starts calling you, tells you we can extend this facility to you because you guys are really invested with us.
Yes.
We can extend this to you. We can buy you this product. We can finance you for an asset. Like, the thing starts now becoming very beneficial.
Yes.
But you are very keen from the beginning to invest in it.
Yes.
It doesn't get to that level by accident. And I'm explaining how the people who have built a good account with God, people like Elijah, they would tell people that let's meet at the top of the mountain.
Yes.
And let's see
who is God.
Who is God.
Yes.
The guy was not guessing.
Yes.
Because he had knew that my account with God is in a good place. And if I call for help,
Yes.
help will come.
It's like the guy who, a student.
Yes.
I think, I don't know whether it's Mount Kenya University or which one it was.
Yes.
The students had gone on strike.
Yes.
And so this guy is, he was shooting and videotaping, and he was calling his mom. And then the police started attacking.
Yes.
And he's running and saying, Mom, tuma fare. Mom, tuma fare.
Yes.
As in, this guy knew, once I get to mom, because of the relationship that we have
with her,
fair
itapatikana. Yes.
So develop that relationship with people, invest in that relationship, and as you're saying,
at one point,
you start enjoying the benefits.
You start enjoying, and now they come as compounded benefits.
Yes.
They don't come as transactional benefits. This is what I want people to understand. A network brings you compounded benefits, but a transaction gives you a limited benefit.
Compounded benefit, explain that. Kuna watu kasisi kizungu saa zingine inatupitia huku juu.
For example, what you are saying about that friend of our former president. Now, him, first of all, he used to get the friendship. Now, when you are a friend with someone, there are many benefits you get. First of all, psychological. If you have stress, you have someone to talk to. Okay? Emotional. If you feel a situation is bad, you can tell them what you are feeling, and you are emotionally stabilized. Those are basic level benefits. Then it goes to, if you are stuck, I'll sort you out.
Yes.
But if you need a contract, you need an employment, I'll make a call for you. Now, the question is, did this guy really invest in money? No.
No.
The guy they just keep a functional relation, call each other and all that. But now, he can withdraw a contract from this. He can withdraw a tender from this. He can withdraw the president coming to his event. He can withdraw a lot of free passes through government. So is this not compounded?
Yes, it is.
It is so much compounded. So that's what I'm saying. When you build a network, the what you get is actually compounded benefits. The same people that you do business with, you'll find them in your family event.
True.
They'll tell you where they buy cars. You'll get a good deal when you are buying a house. You realize that it is not only about the talk we have with Fred. Now, this is more.
Yes.
This is more. I have more and more gains from multiple levels of life because I have a network. So the gentleman who was brought to Jesus probably had never thought that these guys would be the one to bring me my healing. He even never thought they had faith. they were just businessmen.
Yes.
But Jesus said it is because of your faith that he gets well. So he's benefiting even from their spiritual walk. Not only the friendship walk they have, from their spiritual walk. He's benefiting from their own money. Remember, wameharibu nyumba ya mtu. Hiyo italipwa tu bad. You know, and things like that.
Yes.
So if you are keen to build a network, it's gonna be of much help to you immediately, but even much help in the end.
Actually, remember, whatever relationship, whatever networks you're creating, you're not just creating them for yourself.
Yes. Oh,
they are
so
important. They are networks. They are people that have benefited from out of the networks of my father.
Absolutely.
My dad invested in relationships, in networks.
In people.
Yeah, in people.
Yes.
And as a result, those people
you obtain favor from them.
Yes.
Because they have a relationship with your father.
Yes.
That's why I'm talking about compounding.
Yes.
Now you are the compounded benefit of your father's relationships.
True.
Yes.
True.
So it goes far and beyond. And if you listen to my definition, I said networks are not limited to time. What is limited to time is a transaction. But networks now are not limited to time and not limited to place. If it gets there, tafurahia.
I think one of these days we'll revisit this and see and give you examples, because there are things ziko jikoni, and give you examples of some of the things that just creating a good network with people have helped. There are doors, there are people you are praying to God that you can meet. Yet if you treated your next door neighbor or your colleague in office well,
that's all you
that
need.
colleague will open that door to that person. There are places you're seeking to go. If you treat the people around you well, trust you me, there is a person there who knows the person, is even probably a relative. And you will be able to meet them without paying any money.
Yes, yes.
But you invest in the relationships of people around you. I've discovered that in my life.
And let me tell you, Manyana watch. Fred is a master networker. This show should have been Fred's. I should have been the host, and he should have been the guest.
By the way, and it's by talking. When I discovered that every person is a portal.
Yes.
There is nobody who comes into your circle by mistake. It doesn't matter how high in life, how low in life they are. Nobody comes by mistake. They are a door. And you will discover later on in life that you needed that door.
To get to the door you thought you need.
You are fighting to get to that door.
Door number 10.
Yes. And you're using all things you're trying to do. Yet this guy,
for number 9.
Yes. When you get to that person, you find this person there.
Wow.
Having an amazing relationship with that person.
With that person, yeah.
As in, if you had treated this person right,
yes,
he would have opened the door, shortcut to this person.
Straight to where you want to.
And he would have put in a very good word for you. I've discovered that in life. And it has really benefited me.
Yes.
To a place where by virtue of just treating people well,
yes,
I've gone to hospital, like Kenyatta National Hospital.
Yes.
And I've treated so-and-so well, who so-and-so was a friend of so-and-so. And then he told me he's at Kenyatta, he has a relative at Kenyatta. I called him when I'm there. Hey, by the way, I'm at Kenyatta. Where did you say, can your friend be? When he had that called the friend's relative at Kenyatta, they come and pick you. Wow. They take you through the process where you're supposed to take hours.
Wow.
Accelerated. Shua.
Yes.
And they make sure you're getting
You're sorted.
You're
yes.
sorted.
Yes.
And they come back to ask you, by the way, has everything you've been sorted, right? Yes. Everything taken care of?
Yes.
And you say, by the way, thank you very much. I would like to buy you coffee. They tell you, no. What you did to my brother is payment enough.
Yes.
And you exchange contacts. So treat everybody right.
Right. Yeah.
Because the person you're treating bad,
you don't know who they are,
is the door that you need to access the person who will open the big door you've been praying to God for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Check your attitude.
True.
Check your attitude. If your attitude is thinking, networking is not for you.
Yeah, true.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Gabe, these talks are always amazing. And I also hope that you benefit a lot from what Gabriel basically brings on the table. Amazing experiences, amazing teaching. And he's put some of these things on books. And you can access books, za Gabriel, like what we were talking about last time, discovering yourself. I discovered, if you discover yourself, everything around you changes. Your state determines your estate.
Estate, yes.
Your state determines your estate. Your state determines your estate. Let that sink. Until you change your estate cannot change.
Changed.
So he's written a couple of books.
Yes.
Maybe just very briefly,
Yes.
you can mention some of the books and where they can get them.
2 books in the market. Number 1 is In Pursuit of Growth. It's a book that is set to help someone who feels stuck. I've talked about 4 levels of growth, where you feel you are not moving at all, where you feel you are moving at a snail's pace, where you feel that you are moving backwards, and where you feel like you are moving fast, but in the wrong direction. That is the book for you. It's called In Pursuit of Growth. It's 1K. You can order it from me, or you can find it in the local bookshop. The second book is called Self-Discovery for Self-Recovery. I found out that most people are struggling in life because they are climbing the wrong mountain. And most people are at the top of a mountain that they never intended to climb. And therefore, they are in a situation where they are internally frustrated, they feel disaligned, they feel out of place, and from the people's eyes, they seem to be successful. So many people are looking for the wrong relationships because they don't have a right relationships with them. So I wrote this book to help you discover yourself, discover what your purpose, discover what you are set out to do, so that you can recover your time, you can recover your relationships, you can recover the energy you've lost, and at least you can repurpose your life into the things that you want. It's called Self-Discovery for Self-Recovery. It's available in bookstores. My number is 0719 489 372. 0719 489 372. If you reach out, I'm going to parcel them to you worldwide.
Beautiful. And with that, we got to bring down the curtains on this show. Just remember, actually, your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
Your network is not the contacts you necessarily have on your phone.
Yes.
It's the people that you have invested in the relationship to grow.
Yes.
Then you can be able to benefit
From them.
Your state determines your estate. Do have yourself a lovely morning.